Good morning, freedom fighters. It is 10:18 a.m., February the 11th, 2026. Very heavy stratospheric aerosol injection, geoengineering operations. Some of these are so unusual because they're so tight. I don't believe this is even normal air traffic flow, but this is live 18 minutes ago. And I just have to show you what I'm witnessing. I also want to go over yesterday's video again for a few people that has not seen it yet. About 30, about 300 million people haven't seen it yet. They're not letting me out even on Facebook. Completely hiding this information I'm going to go over again. But look at these very unusual crisscross patterns. I believe that's Illinois, Missouri, heavy ones in Kentucky that seem separated. Tennessee that outlawed it a couple years ago now. More stratospheric aerosol injection going on in Arkansas, Oklahoma. I've seen some ripples this morning in the moonlight in Florida. Here's some other very unusual cloud separation stuff that they spray. Almost looks like ships out here or something. The evil people controlling our weather and lying to us with every breath. I want to go, if I remember, I want to go over some of the snow melting that looks like it's got stuff in it. Here's some overlapping ripples. It's going in two different directions, it looked like. Very heavy ripples, anyhow. Machine is on, and they need the aluminum, barium, and strontium for the machine to work. Let's go back in time a little bit and watch daybreak. Just going to bump it up a little at a time as it's breaking daylight. Very heavy spray over Kentucky at the crack of daylight. These people are truly breaking my heart. Double lines, aircraft running together at the same rate of speed, looks like. Click it ahead a little bit more. You can see the new operation that started in Missouri, spreading over to Illinois. Let's zoom in on that. Back it up a little bit. Truly evil people. Greed has destroyed their mental capability of what's right and wrong. Greed has no bounds. Mad scientist is a real term. Gold fever is a real disease. These people are complete lunatics. They need to be arrested, every single one of them. But that's not going to happen because they own all of our law enforcement. They control it. They have so much dirt on our politicians, they won't even speak of none of this. What webs we've weaved. Right this second, there's no amount of ship activity spraying the ocean compared to a few weeks ago. I might go over that as well. Kind of a recap of all the stuff I've seen on these past few operations. But the operations are not ongoing right this minute in the Pacific Ocean. That proves that these operations I've been watching are super tanker geoengineering operations. Let's go to that next. We can kind of see what's going on. They're creating the next weather system with their machines and their chemicals. Also, I want to go over yesterday's video I created of all these super activity coming from Next Lab of their Next Rad radar systems. This is live. or yes, right now. See it very heavily anywhere these rain systems are. But I want to show you the one I recorded from yesterday as well later in the video if it keeps going here. I've made several videos of shipping. This is from a month ago, 2 months ago. Unusual ripples, heavy attack from a few systems ago. Unbelievable algae outbreak that's going on in all our retention ponds, rivers, bayous, and our little fish pond that we have at our house. It's nothing we've ever seen before. We've always had some sorts of algae, but this is different. And I am a real commercial fisherman. I've been on the Time Bandit while they're tendering in Bristol Bay. I've had dinner on the Time Bandit. But I want to go over a video I made from a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Stand by, I want to reload it. But that's all ship attacks happening. These are some of the heavy chemtrail attacks from that weather system from 2 weeks ago. Uncountable amount of aircraft. And I'm going to start at where the shipping had taken place. These are dozens and dozens. I counted over 30 to 40 ships that is no longer there today. Very distinct attacks upon the people in our oceans. You can see where a ship did a hard turn. It's crazy what they're getting away with, my friends. Nope, this was the 22nd. Let me see. Now we're live. I was just 3 hours earlier. The most super tankers I've ever seen work in an area. I just realized the audio is not coming through. Let me see if I can correct that. Yes, for whatever reason, the only audio you're hearing is my voice. I don't understand why it's not picking it up. But that was very heavy shipping activity. And you can see how they're doing turns out here. But let's move on since it's not picking up my voice. I will put a link for both videos. Here's yesterday's video of the next rads. Really amped up ahead of this storm, ionizing the atmosphere or whatever it really truly does. These people are breaking my heart, but they don't care about us. They don't care about your children's future or all the birds that's missing, the insects that are missing. All they care is about their profits, their pockets. They think they're going to have some kind of crazy utopia without us. So unusual. Bump it ahead a little bit where I zoom in on Florida. That's very crazy. This is Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Here's Florida. I'll put links to where y'all can hear the audio if y'all want to. Thank you, Warriors. Your comments the only reason I'm doing this. Even if it's just a couple hundred people sees this, somebody needs to see what I see. Unbelievable energy being put through Florida. This affects us too. My buddy's telling me about headaches, and I absolutely had a headache at the same time, which I rarely have. But they were creating this weather. We're back live now. Truly sad what they're getting away with, like I said. All that energy yesterday was being deposited into the atmosphere to superheat it, cool it, whatever their plans are. They're never going to tell us the truth about any of it. While they have us distracted with football games that's been scripted the entire year, they know exactly who's going to be playing, who's going to win. And I can give you an example of that. I remember used to watching the Atlanta Falcons, the Bucks, different teams that I enjoyed watching when I was a child, and they were winning. All of a sudden, they quit playing, and they would lose the game. Why would they quit playing? I could see it. I played football as a child. I knew we didn't give up like that or think we won the game way too soon. It's all scripted. They practice their plays for weeks. It's all scripted. And these NFL football players is coming out with that information now. There is at least a dozen different players that says their game is scripted. We're being lied to from our sporting events, politics. They divide us in so many different ways. They have each city hating each other just because of what team they like. Divide and rule in every way imaginable, whether it's skin color, creating events on TV that messes with people's emotions. Files been released at a certain time that could have been released years ago and hiding the real files the entire time that we need to see. There's some of us that cannot be hypnotized. I want to zoom in on California here while I talk. Something very unusual is happening here. The rain is disappearing right here. It looks like a line of cell phone towers or something. Something's going on there, but it's making the rain disappear. Watch, it's doing it right there too. Something's weird there. Let me zoom out a little bit. Could be a mountain range there too. Mountains affect rain, but it looks more like energy. You see it dying out. The real heavy rain's dying out. They don't want any rain in this area. Florida's going through a major drought. We get a little bit of rain here and there, but not much. But something's making this fall apart. A lot of weight on my shoulders knowing all different information. And when people look at me like I'm just talking about unicorns, really sad what they've gotten away with. What are they spraying? Is it something to make you sick? Control the weather? All the above? Oh, okay. Let's see if I can get on to the snow video. Sorry, I kind of forgot about that. Find it very odd that I can't hear the audio. I hear it in my headset, but I cannot see it on the Bandicam or whatever it's called. But they have never seen snow melt this way. It looks like spider webs. But these are all man-made storms. How can it be warmer in Alaska and Iceland than Florida? Florida was colder than Alaska for many, many days. Colder in the Crystal River than Anchorage. And northern parts of Florida was especially. But Crystal River is fairly close to me. It's only 50 miles away. It's going to let it play. You can't hear it. But this is what the snow looks like when it's melting. People needs to save this stuff and have it analyzed. I don't know what it costs to have stuff analyzed, but this is not a natural snowfall. And I hear it's mostly more like ice than snow. And it's having a very hard time melting from just natural rain melting it away and um, people trying to melt it with lighters. Producing very little water too as well. You can see how dry the ground is with ice melting there. The ice is still there, but the ground is dry. They're getting away with so much, my friends. So much. This is some aluminum. I mean, this is some analysis of the snow. I wish I could hear it. Very toxic compounds they're using. They actually collect coal fly ash from power plants that burns coal and deliver it to our airspace atmospheres. Yeah, we all need to be asking questions. Millions of us. I don't know if you can read what's going on there. Anyhow, Facebook has completely blocked me on my last video showing the energy. They don't want the people to know that these towers and next rads are to control their weather. And these are not condensation trails. There's no such thing. I'm glad more and more people are speaking about this, but I need 340 million Americans and the law enforcement to help us. We need the law enforcement to get off their butt and do some real investigation instead of tell me that it's above their pay grade. Our fish cops, I literally wanted to slap the shit out of him when he told me it's above his pay grade. That is not being a very good human. Back live. All right. If anyone wants to see this stuff, you can go on Zoom Earth. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. College at the page. I'll try to leave links, but YouTube's messing with me. My links are not live. You know, you have to copy and paste them if you can even see them at all. I notice a lot of my comments are not going through on pages anymore on certain sites. I get 300 likes on one comment, and the other one I can't even see on another video they did. But seriously, deranged people doing all this to us, overlapping neck shreds. Not allowed to talk about none of that. Just like the space lasers my family helped develop just components for back in the 90s. They signed gag orders. They were never allowed to mention it. Same with all these weathermen are not allowed to mention all this technology. I'm going to let you go, my friends. I just wanted to bring you the incredible geoengineering that is taking place at this moment. The heavy, heavy spraying that's taking place, microwave energies of all sorts. This is live over Illinois. Kentucky was heavily sprayed. Ripples. Let me know what y'all see in your area if you would. I know I'm being shadow banned on every level. The truth is not allowed. And they're actually going to create laws that protects them even more, where if we speak about this stuff, we can be prosecuted. So you're going to eventually see less and less people like me in more ways than one. Heavy ripples over California. This is live. And you just seen the incredible energy being used in this area. See spraying that's taking place there. That's the straight line clouds are not by accident. They're not by just atmospheric. Oh well, they want us to think there's nothing we can do about it, but I guarantee if we had enough people, there's something we could do about it. The law enforcement needs to speak up. We all need to speak up. Commercial fishermen standing by. Y'all have a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, whatever timeline you happen to be on. Standing by.